Good morning, everyone. Sway Money here, and welcome back to another episode of Hack My Labor, the Starbase tutorial series where we chop up our starter labor module for science. Today's upgrade is an easy one on paper, but requires a little extra elbow grease. Our ship could use a bit more maneuverability, so we're doing an extra thruster upgrade and improving our maneuver thrusters as well as giving us some actual reverse thrust. Before we start, take a quick second to hit the like button if you've been enjoying the series and subscribe so you won't miss the next one. Alright, these upgrades aren't going to be difficult so much as they're going to be a little time consuming. Our goal is going to be to quadruple the number of maneuver thrusters at each spot where they already exist. Replacing a large hardpoint with 4 small ones is the easiest job, so let's do the back of the ship first. We'll need 16 device hardpoint for this. Let's take this one step at a time so we can stay organized. We're going to unbolt the maneuver thruster and set it off to the side for a moment. Then unbolt the large hardpoint. Put this in your backpack or station inventory so we can use it later. You should be able to perfectly fit 4 of the smaller hardpoints into this opening, so do this and auto-bolt them down. Now just put the maneuver thruster you set aside back onto one of these hardpoints and bolt it down as well. Since we're keeping the same maneuver thruster that was in this spot originally, we'll be able to just copy its name into the new maneuver thrusters when we get to that point. It should look like this when you're done. Make a full circle around the back of your ship and repeat this process for each of the 3 remaining maneuver thrusters you find. The steps should be exactly the same for each one. Remove the thruster and hardpoint, place 4 small hardpoints in the empty space, auto-bolt them down, and then auto-bolt the old thruster back into one of the hardpoints. Now we can wire these up, head into the ship, and we'll start on the side thrusters since that whole space is already open. Remove the T-duct on top since it's not really doing anything anymore. Equip your cable tool and run a cable that connects all the hardpoints together, and then run the cable up to the duct on top. Do the same thing with the pipe tool and check for data. The other side can be done the exact same way, so go ahead and finish that one as well. For the top and bottom, it's not much different than the sides, but we need to remove these 2 plates so we can access the hardpoint below. Just unbolt them and place them off to the side so we can replace them when we're done. Now repeat what we did on the sides and run the cable and pipe to connect all the hardpoints together, and then connect them to the duct. Test for data, replace the plates, and repeat the same thing for the opposite side. Now onto the front thrusters. We're actually not going to worry about the side thrusters and just focus on the top and bottom, so craft yourself 8 more device hardpoint. Remove this plate behind the thruster on top and we have a nice opening here where we can bolt 4 hardpoints to. Align the hardpoints to the edge of the beams and auto-bolt them down. Now just unbolt the thruster and re-bolt it to one of our new hardpoints. We can fill in the gaps along the edges with 2 24 by 144 centimeter plates and 4 24 by 96 centimeter plates. Then we can go down below and do a very similar thing. We need to remove the 2 96 by 96 centimeter plates here, as well as the 192 by 192 plate, and then bolt our 4 hard points onto the edges of the beams we just exposed. The edges here can be filled in with the 96 by 96 centimeter plates we removed, 2 24 by 96 centimeter plates, and 2 24 by 144 centimeter plates. Let's wire these up. Start by removing the 2 plates here and then set them aside so we can replace them when we're done. You want to run your cables inside the beams as much as possible and then connect them to the very corner duct spot. If your pipes or cables stick out past the beams even a little bit, the plates we removed won't fit back in place, so it's pretty lucky we have these corner ducts buried in here. Connect everything together, test them for data, and then we can replace the plates we removed. Now we can repeat the same thing on top. Just connect the cables and pipes to the inside of the beams and route everything to the corners. Replace the plates you removed after you verify you have data. Don't forget to re-bolt everything down. There's one more step to get back up and running here. You probably noticed when you remove these plates, you heard a small hissing noise, and you may have seen a tiny piece of cable floating away. We broke the cable connections that were attached to those plates when we removed them, so we'll just have to reconnect things. You'll need to reconnect the batteries as well as the YOLO racks, or you'll notice all sorts of weird things, or your ship won't even run. 6 maneuver thrusters down, but I think we have the 2 most important ones left. I think the roll on this ship is really terrible since adding all the weight, so we definitely need to add some thrusters to the fin on top. It's pretty small, so we're going to have to expand it a little bit. Let's start by removing all the plates except for the backmost plates. Let's set them to the side since we'll put most of them back again. We'll be adding 6 hardpoints here, so craft those and place 2 of them against the bottom of the fin and 1 more next to the existing thruster on each side. Manually bolt these down to the beams so they're secure. We need this gap in the middle so we can reach inside to run cable and pipe. We'll do that first. There's a duct on the side, so we just need to run cable and pipe from each hardpoint to this duct. You can actually use the same port on the back of a hardpoint to run both cable and pipe, and since we have limited access down here, that's what we're going to do. Next, we can run cable and pipe along the other 4 hardpoints and then clip the cable and pipe through the beam into the duct on the other side. Check all these hardpoints for data and we're ready to close this up again. We can use 2 72cm beams and a 36cm beam vertically up front. Remove this small plate so we can have access to the beam underneath and attach our beams to it. Then another 48cm beam horizontally on top to connect to the existing fin. Weld all this together and we can start putting all the plates back in here. You'll use most of the same things we removed and add an extra 48 by 97cm plate on top, as well as 2 24 by 144 plates to fill in the gap in the middle. Looks like it came out of the box that way. The hard work is now finished. It's time to install all of our new maneuver thrusters. Craft yourself 24 tier 1 maneuver thruster and bolt them to all the hard points we just installed. Now get your copy and paste fingers ready. We're going to copy the field names of the original thruster in each spot. The one difference is when we copy the thruster current thrust field name, we're going to add an extra number to each thruster. For example, an _2 on the second thruster, and then an _3 after the third one, and an _4 onto the last one. So then the thruster state field will be the exact same for each cluster of 4 thrusters, which will make them all work together as one. Then the thruster current thrust field will have 4 unique field names, so when we test them out, we can pinpoint any thruster that isn't working right. After you're done naming all the thrusters, we can test out what we have so far. Head to the pilot seat and pull out your universal tool on any control on the dashboard so we can monitor the data. Search for thruster current thrust, and then just tap your W, S, A, D, Q, and E keys to fire all the thrusters. If you scroll through the fields returned by the search, you should only see zeros in thrusters 41 through 50, since those are our back triangle thrusters. If you see a 0 after tapping all of your maneuver keys on any other thrusters, you'll be able to track down exactly which thruster it is by the numbers. Most likely, your pipes aren't connected correctly, so you'll need to take some things apart to get behind the hard point and check all the connections. There's only one thruster we haven't upgraded yet, and it's probably the worst one on the ship. We need something to improve this forward-facing thruster, and we don't really have enough room to add enough maneuver thrusters here to make a difference. I think a couple of box thrusters would look pretty great though. We're going to need some hard points first, and those large hard points we removed earlier are going to work great. Start by removing these outer plates on one side of your ship so we have enough room to attach the hard points inside one of these holes. We can remove the large plates inside as well to expose the cargo crates. Then we need to remove the second row of cargo crates so we can get behind the hard points and wire them up. So just remove everything from here and place it off to the side. Now just attach a cable and pipe from the hard point to the duct right next to it. You can remove the extra pipe and cable on the floor and ceiling that became detached from the cargo crates too. Now it's time to close everything up again. Replace the cargo crates and auto bolt them down again. Then we can use 4 144 by 144 plates, 2 12 by 144 plates, 2 24 by 72 plates, and 1 48 by 144 plate to fill in the side panels we got rid of. Make sure everything is bolted down here and repeat everything again on the other side. Now we just need to put together 4 box thrusters. Craft or purchase 4 box thruster body tier 1, 4 box thruster combustion chamber, 4 box thruster nozzle tier 1, 4 thruster electricity converter tier 1, and 4 thruster propellant converter tier 1. Box thrusters are assembled very similar to triangle thrusters. You start with a box thruster body, the nozzle fits into the side of the body with a blue stripe, and then the combustion chamber snaps into the other side. Auto bolt this all together and then install the converters into the colored sockets that match and manually bolt those down. Now we just need to line these thrusters up with the hard points we installed. Make sure the nozzle is facing forward and you want the yellow bolt spots to line up with the edges of the hard point. After installing all 4 of the thrusters, all that's left to do is give them a unique name. I use thruster power level 31 through 34 for mine. The reason we're not naming these all the same is because giving them unique names lets the flight computer figure out the best way to use them. So these thrusters won't just be used for reverse thrust, but will also help with steering and rolling and pitching the ship as well. I think that's a job well done. This was the first upgrade in a while that I noticed such a huge difference in my ship. The responsiveness and maneuverability were immediately noticeable. Hopefully you found this useful. I feel like these improved thrusters will help us when we finally do asteroid avoidance and asteroid approach systems. Thanks so much for watching. If you got this far, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. If you want to watch me figure all these tweaks out live, I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday on Twitch. There's a link down below so you can follow me there. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one, but for now, please take it easy.